If you're a parent considering Arizona in 2026, this isn't a vacation brochure. These 10 things can really make the difference between loving Arizona and regretting your move. And most families don't realize these things until they've already unpacked. I say that because I see it all the time. Families move here excited, optimistic, ready for sunshine and space. A few months in, they realize that no one warned them how different everyday life actually feels. I don't want that to be you. Arizona can be an incredible place to live and raise a family, but only if you understand what you're really signing up for. The cost, the heat, the lifestyle, the trade-offs, and the things that matter way more once you realize this isn't a vacation anymore. So today, I'm walking you through the top 10 things that families really need to know before moving to Arizona. If we haven't met before, I'm Alejandra with Moving to Arizona. My family moved here from California 10 years ago, and now I help families relocate here every single week. Everything I'm sharing comes from real conversation with people who've already made the move or who are in the middle of it. First thing you need to know is that Arizona isn't cheap. Not anymore. That surprises a lot of people. The cost of living has gone up, especially housing. Arizona is still more affordable than California or New York, but it's no longer a bargain state. If you're coming from a lower cost area, there's gotta be sticker shock. The good news is families can still live really well here. You just need to choose the right area instead of chasing the most popular zip code, like Scottsdale. Brings me to housing prices. When people say, I'm moving to Phoenix, that doesn't really mean much. Phoenix is huge and prices vary a lot by neighborhood. Scottsdale feels completely different from Mesa. Gilbert feels completely different from Central Phoenix. Two families with the same budget can end up with two different lifestyles depending on where they live. And this is where people either fall in love with Arizona or feel disappointed. Taxes are still one of Arizona's biggest advantages, especially for families coming from high tax states. Arizona has a flat state income tax, which makes budgeting much more predictable. Property taxes are generally moderate compared to many parts of the country. For a lot of families, this is where they finally start to feel some financial breathing room. Now let's talk about the heat. Because I don't want to sugarcoat this, summers are hot and they're getting longer. Triple-digit days show up earlier and stick around longer than they used to. It's a dry heat, which most people find easier to handle than humidity like Texas, but your routine will change. Kids will play outside early in the morning or later in the evening. Errands shift to earlier, and summer becomes more about pools and indoor activities. And basically, you just plan around the heat. That heat directly affects your electric bill. Arizona bills are very seasonal. Winter bills are very low, while summer bills increase because of all that air conditioning. This catches families off guard if they're not expecting it. But once you plan for it, especially with a well-insulated home and a newer AC, it's very manageable. But it's something you absolutely need to budget for. Water is another topic people worry about. Arizona relies heavily on the Colorado River, and long-term water planning is taken seriously here. If you're living in established metro areas, you're not running out of water at the tap, but water availability does influence where new communities are being built, which is why location matters more than ever now. Lifestyle is one of the biggest reasons families love Arizona. We get over 300 days of sunshine, mild winters, and being outdoors is part of everyday life. Hiking, biking, sports, lakes, and desert adventures are easy weekend plans. That said, air quality can be an issue at times due to dust storms or wildfire smoke. So this is something that people with families with asthma or allergies should definitely keep in mind. Arizona's job market is another big draw. There's strong growth in tech, healthcare, logistics, construction, and manufacturing. Many families move here for work, while others come because remote work gives them flexibility. But where you work, whether you commute or work from home, should definitely play a big role in where you live. That leads into transportation, which is something people often underestimate. Arizona is very spread out, and outside of a few central areas, public transportation is actually very limited. Most families are going to rely on their cars. A drive that looks quick on the map can easily turn into 30 or 40 minutes just because of the distance. Choosing the wrong side of town can add daily stress you didn't expect. And here's something people don't always realize. Arizona is not just Phoenix. Phoenix is the largest metropolitan, but Tucson offers a lower cost of living and a different pace. Smaller cities and towns throughout Arizona can feel completely different and much more affordable. On the other end, places like Scottsdale are more resort style and sit at the higher end of the price range. Picking the right region matters just as much as picking the right house. Before I wrap this up, I want to share one insider tip for families with younger kids that most people don't realize. When my son was about 4, we lived in Queen Creek neighborhood. That was nice, but it had a lot of older kids. During that stage, it was hard for him to find kids his age nearby. When we moved into a brand new construction community, everything changed. It was filled with young families, and suddenly he had friends everywhere. If you have younger kids, new construction communities often attract families in the same stage of life, and that can completely change your experience living here. Here's the biggest takeaway I want you to remember. Families who love Arizona didn't just pick a house, they picked a lifestyle that actually fits how they live day to day. Families who struggle usually realize too late that they chose based on popularity or price instead of how their everyday life would really feel. If you're thinking about moving to Arizona and want help figuring out where your family would truly be happiest, my team and I would love to help you out. You can reach me directly at 480-382-0519 or book a call with me easily at zoomtoarizona.com. And make sure you stick around because I'm going to be sharing more weekly videos about moving to Arizona, cost of living, neighborhood schools, and what life is really like here. This way you can make the best decision for your family. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.